Hello everyone, it's James Chamberlain, and the site behind me just might be a little bit familiar today, guys, if you did watch a vlog that came out somewhere around 2 years ago on the channel. That is right, guys. As you can tell by the shirt, I am back in Guatemala. We are back here at the resort once again. Well, we're here in Antigua right now, and the first kind of few days in this video, we're gonna be here, we're gonna be looking around a little bit. This video is primarily gonna focus on Tikal and the journey to get there. For that reason, you're not gonna be seeing a ton of Antigua content. If you do wanna see that, go ahead and check out my original Guatemala mega vlog, which will be linked in the description of this video. I've covered Antigua all over the place in that one. Tikal is a very, very special and famous Mayan landmark. It's incredibly special. This is a worldwide, globally known thing. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into it, and let's begin our travels.
Goes for the same items.
Okay guys, as I'm sure you guessed, we made it here to Antigua, Guatemala. I know the lighting isn't great right now. It's kind of dark here. It's a very beautiful and pretty feeling at this resort. This is the Soleil Resort here in Guatemala, and this is where we also stayed last time we were in Antigua. It's a very nice place. This video isn't going to have as much of a focus on Antigua, even though we are here right now, because I did do another Guatemala vlog that was a big two-parter video where we went and we spent a ton of time out here in Antigua, and we also went and saw Lake Atitlan. I might be showing a little bit here and there, just showing you guys some of the major landmarks, but other than that, this video is really meant to focus on Tikal and some of the areas that we have not seen before here in Guatemala. It is around 10 a.m. and what you guys just saw was the Easter morning, Easter day procession here in Guatemala, in Antigua. That right there was at the main church in Antigua. They had fireworks. They love fireworks here. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. They were all out there, and they were out there exclaiming how great it is that Jesus is risen and he is with us. It's a bit later in the day now, heading back out again to go back out on the town. And what that means is the fireworks have started up once again. Like I was saying, they do these things every day. Usually once it gets past around 3:30, they just start launching them off. The ones this morning were a little bit uncommon. Usually they don't do it that early in the morning, but this morning, since it was Easter, they went ahead and did something a little bit special. But during the day, doesn't matter if it's daylight, they always launch them in towards the evening, even when it is light out. So that's always fun to listen to and see. The preparation for the procession continues. Not entirely sure exactly when it's happening, but it's gonna be relatively soon. in this evening. Definitely looking forward to seeing that. Two and a half year, 3 years later, same truck. This same truck was featured in my last vlog. It's about 3 years later and it is back. Once again, we're over here at the Chicken Bus Depot area, and everything around here has stayed mostly the same other than decorational changes due to the fact that this is more of the Easter season, not so much of Christmas like it was last time that we were around here. This was La Azotea. This right here is a chocolate and coffee facility here in Guatemala, just outside of Antigua. What was especially neat here was seeing the old coffee mill and the way things were done back in the day. You can go on a little tour here, and when they don't allow photographs or video, it was really neat seeing the history of this area and the fact that they actually have real artifacts from this area. As Antigua is a few miles away, it's a little ways away, walking isn't really the most comfortable way to get back. We're going up the hill today. It's a new day and we're going up the hill. We're going up the mountain behind us so that we can see Antigua and see it from the top. This is something we didn't do in the last video. So this time I'm gonna go ahead and show it off to you guys. There's a little bit of a trailhead up here and it's pretty darn steep. So it's gonna be a fun hike up. That was the mountain, definitely a pretty big tourist spot. As you can tell, a lot of people up there. Cool spot though, really cool. The hike up wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. It was really just a bunch of paved steps. It was steep, but just a bunch of paved steps for maybe not even a quarter mile. I don't even think it wasn't that long. You could see Antigua clear through to the other side where the volcano was. Being able to see that and then seeing up the side of that volcanic mountain, all of the settlements and structures built on that is really neat and gives you a very, very good representation of scale. Okay guys, here we are back at the good old Santo Domingo convent. We've been here before if you guys want to check out the last video. This is a really cool old convent and church location that's been converted into a modern luxury resort. They've got all sorts of museums and cool stuff on the property that shows off the heritage of the facility. I definitely recommend that you guys check out my other vlog if you want to see this, because I spent a ton of time in here showing everything they had, all the amenities. But I do just want you guys to look around and see how unique this was. This right here was an old church, as you can see, that we're in, and now it's more of like an indoor-outdoor space. But back in the day, this was a full-on, pretty much cathedral in here is what this was. Right in this area, we have a crypt entrance. Under this glass, as you can tell, is the original entrance to an ancient crypt. That's a burial crypt right under there. We are definitely going to go in that. Here's some incredible silver. Once again, I have showed this before. If you want to see all of the silver work here, they have a giant silver museum that I showed in my last video. It's a fully subterranean location that has an absolute ton of some of the most beautiful silver in the entire world. But here's just a small taste of what that shows and what you would see under there. Here's a spiral stair leading down into the crypt. This is a more modern entrance that goes down into the crypt that I just showed a minute ago. Here's the old entrance. Here are the real remains. These bells sound incredible when they are going off. They just sound amazing. The vibe with these bells playing is great. You'll have to watch my other vlog here in Antigua if you want to hear those bells. I got a great shot of them and they sound awesome. Here is something we did not enter in the last video that I'm going to give you guys a quick taste of. This is another museum. Last time they were having a major function in this area, and so we didn't even walk up here at all. But take a look at this really cool kind of hidden museum entrance in here that you can just go into. Good morning guys, it's been about 2 days since the last clip, since like I said I'm not covering Antigua a ton, but today we're going out to Chichicastenango. This is somewhere that we have not been before in any of my Guatemala content. Tikal is not yet, that's going to be in a couple more days, but this is a very famous and very special mega marketplace out here in Guatemala. It's over 2 hours away from Antigua, so we are taking a cab to get there. But I think once we get there, you guys are really going to enjoy seeing this marketplace, seeing all the hustle and bustle and all the hubbub. So without further ado, let's hit the road once our guy gets here and we're able to actually get moving.
país? Estados Unidos. ¿Cómo te llamas tú?
Dale, 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 dale.
¿Este? ¿Aquí? Este. Siempre es buena hora. A las 8 está bien. 8. Porque tienen que estar 2 horas antes en el aeropuerto.
Alrighty guys, it is another day out here in Antigua, back at the resort. Today is the last day we are going to be here in Antigua before we do head out to Tikal. But today we're doing something a little bit special that I really wanted to do. This is kind of like a bucket list thing for me being here in Guatemala. We are going to be riding the chicken bus. These are those crazy painted loud buses that you see going around the street. They call them chicken buses or camionetas here. These buses are very unique. They're old retired American school buses that were bought at auction and brought down here. A lot of them are modified. They put upgraded semi-truck motors into them, install massive turbochargers on these things. They are no joke, and the drivers have a lot of fun driving them. And today we're trying to go out, and I want to ride it kind of just for the fun, but there's also somewhere we kind of want to get. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be a very unique and special experience. You're in the hands of Jesus when you ride one of these.
Here.
Antigua. Que le va bien.
Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed that fun ride along and that really cool cultural experience, seeing a market out here that really has not been touched. It hasn't been commercialized or anything. Well, all of this stuff here in Antigua is very genuine and very unique. Out there, they are not used to tourists at all. Definitely also enjoyed that bus ride quite a bit. Those buses are insane. Things that most buses would be downshifting and barely holding speed on, those things go up no problem. They really have made a lot of modifications, and as you guys can tell, those drivers take some pride in the vehicles that they own and operate. Anyway guys, since it is our last night here in Antigua, I'm not really super sure what else I'm going to be shooting. We've got to be up pretty early and be ready to go to take a small plane tomorrow to the Tikal area, which I'm very excited for. Alrighty guys, here it is. We are here. Gotta stay quiet to not scare the animals away. But here it is. You stay in these little kind of huts right here. Very tiny, very cool. Really rustic in here. It's a really cool rustic vibe in here. Very nice looking. Got nets in here, of course, just in case there's mosquitoes or bugs or whatnot, since we are in the jungle. And then you also get a full restroom. As you can see, this is a full-on restroom. It does include a shower and everything. It's not just like a half bath, but you actually get a full restroom. I thought it was going to be kind of like a hostel where you'd be sharing stuff, but this is an actual fully equipped room, which is pretty cool. Good morning, guys. It's about 6 a.m. now, all dressed up for the jungle. As you guys can see, this is the time of morning where a lot of wildlife are still going to be out. Unfortunately, without an official tour guide, we're not able to come out any earlier than 6 in the morning because the park actually has a curfew time. Here's a good example of how, as things get back forested over again, these monuments and things that are built in the ruins can pretty much just disappear. As you can see, there's some sort of like a pyramid type shaped structure right here that's just completely grown over. You got trees growing on it, and you could tell that at one time there was something very important that was here, and now it's just all covered up. You can just see a few stones still where this was constructed a very long time ago. back there we got two more. Here we are up at the top of another monument, and this is really, really cool. You can see like the entire area from here. As you can tell, there's a great view up here. You can see all of the trees, all the monuments. A couple minutes ago, the one where you guys may have seen the bats flight where we went into the top of the monument, that is this right here that I'm now aiming the camera at. We were just in that one. You guys saw me climbing the steps on that and going up to the top and going inside. And then right up to the right of that, we have the very large tall one that we were at a little while ago. And now you can tell from back here just how tall that really is. From here you can see it's overlooking this entire jungle. From here you guys can really tell just how steep this thing is. And once again, very much forested in. As you can tell, the jungle just started growing over this. So it'd be quite possible to not even notice that this was here if you didn't look super carefully.
This is the place where the Mayans played the ball here. So one ring was here, and the other was there, and they play in this area. See light? Yes. Big one.
Got 3 ball courts right there, guys. Those 3 mounds, those are ball courts out there, but they haven't excavated them because we already have in the main complex other ball courts that were excavated that would resemble the way that these would also look, so there's really not a huge point to just excavating these just to do it just yet. There's a face. There's a face on the corner of this structure. You can just barely see it. There's a face on the corner of this structure, guys. You can just barely see it. We're zoomed in all the way. But there is actually a face carved into the corner. It's hard to see since it's in ruin, but it is there. Then there's another one over between these two entryways, and then there's one more off on the corner. Here's another palace, as you guys can see. This one is quite unique. You can see how intricate things once were in here. The way there's all different angles.
Carving of a snake on the door of this palace. The tail was here, as on top of the door, and the head.
Well guys, it is getting quite late here in the jungle. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I had a ton of fun coming back out here to Guatemala once again and going over some stuff and seeing some things that we have seen in the past and covered on the channel, and then coming out here to Tikal and seeing an entirely new area of the country. It was really, really cool getting to see all of the ancient ruins out here, all of those Mayan ruins. In the past, if you guys have ever looked at some of my vlogs, you will have seen my old Cancun vlog where we went out and went to Chichen Itza, which was a similar ancient Mayan ruin site, but that area has been very highly commercialized. You can't go near any of the ruins. Everything is all gated off and covered up. We're out here, there are actually certain areas without signs where they will actually let you climb up the ruins and climb onto some of the pyramids and temples out there and even go inside a few of them. As I was saying guys, Tikal really was awesome, and I highly encourage you to come here if you want to see what ancient Mayan ruins are like. Next up guys, pretty much the day after our flight arrives home, I'm actually going out to Afton Canyon with my new RV that I just got, and we're going to be having a ton of fun out there on a church trip that will also be covered on the channel. Pretty much about as far of a difference as you can get from a Guatemala video, but I'm really excited to cover that and release that one. So without much more to say guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did indeed enjoy it, then please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye everyone.